Dmitry Bivol's team have dismissed and denied any claims coming from David Benavidez and his camp that negotiations have been ongoing between the two parties. So a few days ago, there were several reports that came out saying that David Benavidez and his camp are negotiating with Dmitry Bivol to exercise his WBC mandatory rights. Now, according to these reports, David's dad, Jose Benavidez Sr., claimed that they made a quote, very large offer to Dmitry Bivol for this fight to happen under PBC, and that ongoing talks are happening and close to being finalized. Well, it turns out none of these are true and that no conversation has taken place or even started. Dmitry Bivol's promoter and Matchroom's big boss Eddie Hearn said and denied all these claims as false. Eddie Hearn said, and I quote, "It's never been happening, it's never been close, there's never been any conversations." He also added that completing the trilogy with Arthur Beterbiev is pretty much next for Dmitry Bivol. Not only is Beterbiev the only person who showed interest in fighting Bivol ASAP, this is also something that Turki Alashek said that he will fully support and pour money on. Now, this is in contrast with how Benavidez acted after being invited, flown, and well accommodated by Turki Alashek during the Beterbiev vs Bivol rematch, in which Benavidez basically walked out even before the fight started, suggesting that he's not really that interested in the first place. After this, Turki Alashek said that he'll no longer financially support Bivol vs Benavidez if it were to happen, in which Bivol responded that his loyalty lies with Turki Alashek. Eddie Hearn also confirmed Bivol's response, saying that Matchroom and Bivol will follow through with whatever Turki Alashek wants and won't be burning this bridge that the two camps have strongly built. Now, as for David Benavidez, critics are saying that him claiming that he made an offer to Bivol despite this not being true, and the fact that he's not even doing anything to activate his WBC mandatory rights, well, it feels all too familiar and definitely mirrors the same scenario that he was previously in back at 168 when he was Canelo's mandatory. While Benavidez and his fanbase continue to push for the narrative that he's a victim of being sidelined and avoided, critics pointed out that Benavidez and his actions are to blame, causing the Mexican monster from Arizona to always just be a bridesmaid but never a bride. Once again, the claims that Benavidez and their camp have sent Bivol a big offer has been dismissed by Eddie Hearn as completely false, and that no one has reached out to them from that side of the aisle. Eddie Hearn said that even though they're not fully shutting down the whole idea of fighting Benavidez someday, as of right now, a Beterbiev fight is most likely next. Not only is Beterbiev the only fighter showing interest in fighting Bivol, the lack of action from Benavidez would suggest that he's never fully invested in the whole idea to begin with. So who's next for Benavidez? Well, that's the question, but unfortunately, the answer will most likely not be Dmitry Bivol or Canelo Alvarez, since there are speculations that Turki Alashek is paving the road for these two fighters to eventually meet again in a rematch sometime next year. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for more quick talks.